Was there collusion between the Trump campaign and Moscow? And was Donald Trump wiretapped by Barack Obama? Two questions that a congressional committee is putting to FBI Director James Comey this Monday. NSA Chief Mike Rogers also giving evidence at this hearing. Donald Trump accused the Democrats in a tweet this morning of making up and pushing what he calls the Russian story as an excuse, he said, for running a terrible campaign. In the studio with me, our chief foreign editor, Rob Parsons. Rob, is this session likely to produce a smoking gun, do you think, on the Russian interference in the US election claims?
Well, I mean, that's what everybody's hoping for. You know, that all the gossip and rumour will be brought to an end with some conclusions about all of this. But I think it's extremely unlikely that there's going to be a smoking gun. It is the first time that James Comey has appeared in public to testify on this. It'll be interesting to hear what he has to say. But he's governed by the sort of Secrets Act. He can't reveal everything he knows. And for many of the things the committee would like him to talk about, he needs special permission for a whole series of different issues and different permissions in each case. So it's unlikely that we'll get a smoking gun, but it's also equally unlikely that this is going to be the end of the story. That's really the problem, I think, for Donald Trump from this inquiry, is that there are so many untied loose ends that have to be tied up before this story is brought to an end. So he's going to have to deal with the fact, partly of his own making, it has to be said, that this story is going to run and run and run because there are so many loose ends. And not just that, this isn't the only congressional committee that's investigating this story. There are others as well, and this is just at the preliminary stage, and there's the FBI carrying out its own investigation. So no smoking gun, but this is a story that's not going to stop here.
And James Comey is in a tricky position because if he comes out saying these wiretapping claims are not true, then he'll be directly at odds with Donald Trump.
It's a very tricky position for James Comey to be in. But remember, too, that his relationship with the Democrats is pretty tense as it is because of his decision to come out last October, just before the elections, to say that there was new evidence on the wiretapping accusations against Hillary Clinton, which Hillary Clinton and many others believe turned the election against her and in favor of Donald Trump. So they're putting a lot of pressure on him to come out. But it's as you say, it is a difficult position for him, because if he comes out and says bluntly that this is absolute nonsense, which most people, including Republicans, believe it is, then he could find himself at total loggerheads with the president. That's not a position that the director of the FBI would want to be in.
Donald Trump, who this morning was saying it's all fake news. Thank you very much indeed, Rob. Rob Parsons, our chief foreign editor.